Bismillah, wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulullah. My post got deleted, so I just wanted to do like an abridged version. So we was talking today about Najashi Ashama, who was the leader of the Aksumite Empire in the time of the Messenger of Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is when the Messenger of Allah, when the Muslims were being persecuted by Quraysh, and he said, Hunek Malik lem yuzlem men indahu ahada. There is a king who doesn't oppress anybody who's with him ever. And this is, there were a few different kingdoms that surrounded Arabia. One was Heraclius and the Romans. The other was in Persia. And then you had this one in Abyssinia, which is the Aksumite Empire. And the only king who responded to the message of Al-Islam was Najashi Ashama. Arab scholars of history have generally stated that he was a king by the name of Siham, and that became Ashama. And so that those kings with that name preceded the Prophet, ﷺ, and that the contemporary king at the time of the Prophet would have been a man named Adriaz. Adriaz would have been a contemporary king. And so, we know that the Prophet, he sent his cousin Ja'far ibn Abi Talib to be the leader. The Quraysh sent Amr ibn al-As to bring them back. And what people don't know a lot of times is Amr ibn al-As's mother was actually from the Aksumite Empire. She was actually Habashi. This is probably why he was sent, because being that his mother was from that empire, he had a bridge to them. He spoke the language, he knew the culture. His mom was one of those folk. And so when he went and he met with Najashi, and he said, we need the people back because they rebelled against the religion of their forefathers. And Najashi, similar to what the Prophet ﷺ said, he wasn't an oppressor, so he let the Muslims speak for themselves. And so when the Muslims were speaking for themselves, they actually told Najashi that the reason they had left the religion of their forefathers was because they embraced monotheism. And he himself, being a monotheist, that made sense. You know what I'm saying? And so then came the issue of Jesus. So Amr ibn al-As said they don't believe Jesus is the Son of God. Matter of fact, they say Jesus is a slave. And so Najashi asked, what is your book say about Jesus, alayhi salatu wasalam? And this is when Surah Maryam, Ja'far, who was the Sahaba that favored the Messenger of Allah the most in his looks, he recited from Surah Maryam, which was known at the time as Surah Kaf-Ha. And the angel Gabriel was sent to her in the form of a pure man, and she was afraid. She said she seeked refuge in Allah from him. And then he said, I am only a messenger from your Lord, sent to bless you with a son, meaning to tell you the glad tidings of a son. And she said, how can I have a son when no man has ever touched me, nor am I unchaste? And then he said, this is easy for my Lord, my Habashi. When they heard this in Arabic, they started to weep. And then when they heard it in English, they wept. And so Ashama said, this only between you and us is no more than this thin line. It's a thin line between love and hate. And so with that, he said, if you used to give me a mountain of gold, I wouldn't give these people back. And we know that when Al-Ashama died, the Messenger of Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told the Sahaba in Medina, your brother has died. And then they did Janazah, Salatu Janazah Al-Ghaib, or the funeral prayer of the person who is absent. And so this is the biggest proof that Al-Ashama died on the religion of Islam. So may Allah bless him. Another Black History Day, the 12th of February.